Hey y'all, happy hump day. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Hey Chakra King. Hey Freddie. Freddie, thanks for becoming a member. I appreciate you, love. Hey Meow Meow. Hey Kim. How you doing, girl? So, can y'all I hope that y'all could hear me. I don't know if you can or not, but I've got my headphones on right now. Hey Miss Warrior, how you doing? I hope you guys have had a thank you, Miss Warrior. Thanks for letting me know. I hope you guys have had a good day. Please hit the like button on your way in the door. I won't hold you long tonight because it is in the evening. But hey Sharona, I had to come on here and do this live for a couple of reasons. And I want you guys to know that since I was made aware of the Shanquilla Robinson case, I have been doing videos. A lot of us, have been doing videos concerning the case. I did a video the other day talking about, hey, cool game of misinformation, right? So, and misinformation is part of the reason why I'm doing a video tonight. The misinformation that I'm talking about tonight is that yesterday, a lot of people were saying that Dejan Jackson had been arrested, right? So, and they were saying that because of an article that they read from the a Mexico online, newspaper, right? A news magazine or whatever it's called, right? And so when I heard my niece came in, Brandy was like, "Have you heard that Dejan Jackson had been arrested?" And I was like, "No, where you hear it from?" And she was like, "People are making videos about it on YouTube, right?" So I go look at, I don't know whose video I saw first. I saw that video, and then I said, well, let me go to the lead attorney. Maybe he's got more information because the first video that I saw, they were only talking about the news article, and so I was like, surely there is a credible source, saying that she has in fact been arrested, right? When they said Dejan Jackson was arrested in particular, that set up a red flag for me because I was like, well, hold up. They were saying that the main aggressor was going to be arrested, right? And so, but they didn't give a name of who the main aggressor was, right? So that sent up a red flag. So I went to the lead attorney, and he was saying, just like everybody else, she's been arrested, and blah blah this and blah blah that, talking about the process and all this and all of that. Went I got off of YouTube, and I went to Google. Couldn't find anything other than that article from Metropoly MX or whatever it is. That's the only article I could find. I looked and I looked and I looked. I went to CNN, couldn't didn't say anything about it on CNN, and so I made a post stating that allegedly Dejan Jackson had been arrested. Right, and the reason why I said allegedly, and hey everybody just came in, y'all please hit the like button. The reason why I said that allegedly Dejan Jackson had been arrested is because I couldn't find a credible source. Right, I couldn't find a U.S. source online or offline, as far as the television goes, or any other thing online and out from a U.S. source, a reputable U.S. source stating that she had been in fact arrested. Right. So all there was last night was this article and several YouTube videos. I mean, people were popping up all over the place. Dejan Jackson been arrested. Blah blah this and blah blah that. And I was being cautiously optimistic. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, if for me, if I see something online, I'm going to have to go find the source. I'm not going to take any. Y'all know me enough by now to know that I'm not going to take anybody's mouth, as if it's a prayer book, right? Like I need concrete information, especially when it comes to something like this, right? I need a credible source because I don't want to be putting out misinformation my own self when I'm in the midst of talking about misinformation, right? So I put up what the lead attorney's video, I believe, but I also, put up my allegedly post. I did a wanting to slow people down, telling people, we all want this to be true, but kind of you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt right now because I haven't heard it from a reputable source. Now you best believe when it comes to the U.S. in this case right here, I truly feel that if an arrest had been made because of the demise of race relations in this country. We know that even now they're getting worse and worse. Because this has made it to national news, because there was such a social outcry, especially for not only black people, from a lot of people, right? Surely there would have been, just like they're talking about it on ABC, CNS, CBS, CNN, whoever, saying that the arrest warrant was issued, right? And they were talking about the extradition process and all this and all that, right? Um, Surely they would have let us know by now. And as it pertains to me, just before I came online, I still haven't found a credible source. Just let me say that. But surely somebody would have mentioned it all day long. Nobody has mentioned it. Okay, I dropped a link right now, Lex. All day long, nobody has mentioned it, right? And so, but there's still. Let me drop. Hold up, y'all. Let me let me copy this link for Lex. Hold on one second. Maybe she's done found out something that I haven't found out. Hold on one second. I'm dropping it right now, Lex. Um, Hold on. Okay. Okay. So while we're waiting, I dropped it, Lex. This says, Eden Olivia, did you catch the live? Her dad did earlier. Her dad said there wasn't any once, and still it's up in the air. Wow, no, I didn't hear that. Her dad said there weren't any wants at all. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. But they are citing on national news that there is an arrest warrant were issued or something like that, and they were in the FBI, Charlotte FBI was investigating. That's all I've heard. But no, I haven't heard the um I don't know if that's true or not, soul sister. If she's in custody of the FBI, they won't go public until they get what they want. Now I agree with that. Absolutely, absolutely. Let me see if this is Lex, y'all. Hold on one second. Let me put my thing up here. Better safe than sorry, child. I don't be wanting to deal with no extra mess, child. I can't deal with the porn bomb stuff. Is this you, Lex?
It's me. Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey girl, how you doing? Can
Good. How about
y'all
you?
let me know? Oh, all right. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear Lex talking because, like I said, I have my headphones in and I don't know if y'all can hear. But go ahead on and talk, Lex. They'll let me know if they can hear you or not.
Okay. So I did some research all last night up until today, and there is nothing that
Right. There's nothing. Yeah.
yeah. And then earlier, Bernard Robinson, he did a live with I don't want to name drop somebody's channel, but he did a live, and I'll tell you with who in the back chat. He did a live
Huh.
with this other person and said that they don't know anything about her arrest either. Now here's the thing,
Hmm.
and
Is
you tell me if
Gerard
you agree.
Bernard Robinson? Is that the dad? Or you talking about the dad?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I just want to be sure. It's so many names, girl. That I. Oh Lord. And hey, everybody. Now go ahead on. What did he say?
Now here's the thing. Tell me if you agree, because this thing has been gnawing at me all last night. So my thing is,
Okay.
Gerardo Zuniga. He
Yes.
says that people, his colleagues have been getting murdered for exposing corruption. Now,
Right.
if that were so, would you be going on a national YouTube tour if that were so?
No.
Because you're
No.
just putting your life in danger
Right.
if that's the case.
Right. Right.
I
And then
think
check it out,
personally
Lex.
that
Hmm. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think personally, this is a big money grab for him because
Yes.
every channel that he goes on, they promote
Yes.
his YouTube. And I
Yes.
think this is a big money
Yes.
grab for him. And
Yes.
also,
Yes.
what I found out was
Yes.
Okay, just because Mexico has issued a warrant for her, that warrant is not valid in the United States.
Right. And then
So the
also, that's
U.S.
why
doesn't
I
have a warrant for him,
right.
for
Let
her. So,
before you go on, just let me say, I put that on my community wall last night about him getting cash apps. Now, in case you guys didn't know, and in case you guys hit the one if you read my community wall #1 from last night, right? Because I was throwing out different scenarios, and like Lick says, one of those scenarios is this Gerardo guy, the Mexican investigative reporter. He's been jumping on whoever's live to give an interview. He swears that he can't speak any English at all. I doubt that, #1. And #2, he's getting cash apps. And when you get cash apps in American dollars, now I believe it is for publicity as well. But I also believe, and I didn't even know he had a YouTube channel. But when it comes to the cash apps that he's been getting, um, they're giving cash apps if you are here in the states. Like I know a lot of us black peoples that circulate around these black vlogger channels, they are giving him cash apps in American dollars. Now when you convert those American dollars into pesos, those dollars are worth more. So he's getting paid at the wazoo. #1, because your American, say you give him $1, it's worth $1 and something. You know what I mean? He's getting it's more for him, right? So that's kind of like the same thing that he said when people were implying that the Mexican official stole $17,000 out of her bag. If they stole 17,000 American dollars out of her bag, then it would have been worth much more than $17,000, right? So #1, he's getting paid for jumping on these and doing interview after interview. Every time I turn around, he done another interview, and he swore he can't speak any English at all. And like Lex said, he was saying that people were getting murdered, investigative reporters or whoever were getting murdered over there. I was going to talk about that too, about talking about police corruption, right? But I also heard that on one of these interviews, he said that he was working with the police. So if you're working with the police, you clearly are in no fear of being, taken out, trying to expose police corruption, right? And we know, and I don't understand why so many people are so quick. Now, see, to do interviews with him, because um, I just don't trust him. I don't trust him. He done said too many things. You got the article coming out. It's from his newspaper. He's saying her by name, and he's wanting to make it seem like he's looking for is that right, Lex? Oh wow, I'm not even surprised. And also before I forget, and I'm gonna let you finish, Lex, here in a second. But when he said that Dejanay was arrested by Interpol the night before, right? Interpol does not have a like police. They don't carry guns and they don't have a police unit, right? So I even put that what they do is they share information, right? They aid in the apprehension of suspects via information. That's what Interpol does. And they have a database of criminals. And let me try to pull this up for you guys. So I searched and I knew that, and I was like, well, let me get a definition, the correct definition. Let me explain to people what Interpol does exactly. And like basically, here's the I got this off of Google. I cited my source last night, and it says other Interpol agencies. It says Interpol does not have. It's so small I can't hardly see it. It doesn't have its own law enforcement agency. And what that means is Interpol is not like the FBI or the CIA or the DEA or Homeland Security. What they do is share information and resources, but they are not going to go like the FBI, and knock on somebody's door and arrest them. So there's another thing in the article that I found, strange as well. And like I said, I don't even know exactly what's going on with this guy, but he's very suspect to me. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak so long, Lex. Go ahead.
oh no, you were saying everything that I wanted to say because it's just something off about him.
Mm-hmm.
because I have counted 4 interviews that I've seen personally, and it's back to back. I mean, and
Right.
it's just, if my life is in danger, I'm not going to risk my life going on these multi platform tours discussing something that would get me killed, especially if
Right.
I'm
Exactly.
in Mexico.
Right, talking about police corruption. So you're talking about police corruption. So you telling me you putting your life in danger, number one, for an American, and number two, for an American black person, number three, for an American black female. You're gonna put your life on the line, exposing yourself all out in these internet airways, and just because what you just want to seek justice for this black woman. Y'all don't think so. I don't trust that. It's too much. And why is he all over social media in these black areas? Number one, I think because he's getting paid, honestly. And number two, I think that he is spreading misinformation, just like a whole lot of YouTubers are spreading misinformation. And I'm glad you up here, Lex, because here's the thing. Now, some people, now see me, I'm gonna do my research, right? Because like I said last night, allegedly, and I was hoping that it was true, but several red flags, start flashing, because he named the name in the article. Then he said the thing about Interpol. You know what I mean? That was suspect. I done seen him too many places. I know that he getting all these cash apps. He acting like he don't speak no English at all, which I absolutely don't believe that you can't understand a lick of English. Number one, or number three, or whatever. And I think that he has an ulterior motive, because I do believe that he is possibly working with the police. So if you're working with the police, it would behoove you to try to confuse people when it comes to this case, right? I think that it's very cold blooded, um, for people to keep letting them on, their panels. I'm kind of disappointed in the lead attorney, how fast he came out last night without fact checking his own self. Do you see what I'm saying? From another source, because he should know better than that. Just come out because you read an article. It's seeming like some of these bloggers, some of the vloggers around here, some, not all, but some of the vloggers are just wanting to um want to be you heard it here first, you know what I mean, or get some clicks and views. And the reason for my title is, the reason why I named the title is black people, harming. I don't think I put black people in, but the question that I really want to ask is, are black people harming this investigation? Because Lex dropped off. I hope you drop back on, Lex. Let me drop the link again. Here's my thing. When it comes to all of these bloggers that are not doing it because they're wanting to find justice for Chinkrilla White. There's this one guy on here, and he's not the only one. This one guy in particular is getting on my nerves. His name is hold on, Lex. His name is I think his name is Sean Davies or something like that. I don't know if y'all are familiar with him, but I looked at a little bit the intro to his live last night. Honey, he was being so extra on there. I mean, so extra flamboyant before. Is this you, Lex? Lex?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I was talking about Sean Davis. He was so extra last night, with his commentary. Even before he got to the commentary, it really just grossed me out. And he has been putting out misinformation, so he's clearly doing it for an ulterior motive. He's trying to be seen off of this case, right? And so and also, Sean Davies, I was disappointed in him, disappointed in Lena Turney for not fact checking enough, disappointed in um, several other vloggers, even when it comes down to what is her name? Chronicle Speaks. Now, I know that she spoke to this man directly and she feels like she has a rapport with him, but still, you should fact check for yourself, because like I said, I feel like this man has ulterior motives, right? Number one is for the money. Number two, is for whatever else to throw people off, because don't nobody care about us but us in the first place. But when you go around, pretty much clawing at one another when it comes to these clicks and views via this case, it reminds me of how quickly people started doing things that were detrimental to the Kanika Jenkins case, right? So if we have, okay, the shock has worn off, everybody trying to be the first to Gerard is another one of them. Is that Mr. NCB or what's his name is? He's another one. He's another one too. I'm disappointed in him as well because he's real extra too. You know what I mean? And but they've gone from, in my opinion, I'm sure everybody is still wanting to see justice, but there are ulterior motives, being spun here, and that is deterring the case, in my opinion. Because if you're going to, disseminate misinformation, that's letting the Americans really want. Do y'all remember that the what do you call it, the thing over there, the U.S. consulate, as well as the Mexican police, they weren't going to do anything about this at all in the first place until black people started sharing this information on social media, and it kind of forced their hands, in my opinion. But if you're going to go around and let people jump on your chat spots, this Gerardo person, um, and I'm, I go on this Gerardo person and whoever else put out all these false narratives and do this for whatever reason you want to do it besides finding justice. That's real sad to me. What do you think about that, Lex?
I agree because when I reported it yesterday, I said, "Now, if this is a lie, if this is a lie, they told it. I'm just letting you know what I ran across." But yeah, I
Right,
didn't say that was Bible because I didn't
right,
do my research until after the fact.
right.
What I also wanted to say was, um, according to Geraldo Zanunga, he
Hmm.
said that if anyone's charged, it would be Winter, Khalil, and Dejanay. The other
Right.
two won't
Hmm.
be charged.
Hmm.
Now, I'm glad you're on, because I was going to come
Hmm.
on because oh God, Elise and Nasir, they were
Hmm.
posting on their social medias, and I screenshot it before it went away, but
Hmm.
they're talking without talking, if you
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying.
Hmm.
And it's like they know that they have gotten away with um concealing a murder because that's what it was. He was killed.
But see, even they have misinformation, and I'm glad you brought that up. Because here's the thing: all of these people are college educated, right? And
Hmm.
I think that because of them, or that them being college educated, I believe that they really critically thought about what they were going to do to this girl. I do think that it's premeditated. But what I want to know is, before I make this next statement, what I want to know is it has to be more going on here than meets the eye, right? It has to be more than jealousy going on here, because people have to start talking about these PPP loans. We don't even know what's really going on in their interpersonal lives, and to go as far as to, in my opinion, I'm gonna say allegedly premeditate this crime. To me, there's something else besides jealousy going on here. You know what I mean? We just don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is. Do you see what I'm saying? But I think that they critically thought about what they were going to do before they done it. And with me saying that, I was listening to Good Morning America this morning, and Dan Abrams, the GMA attorney, he was on there talking, and he said, "See, because they think they done got away with it, because Zuniga, he can speak for his side, but Dan Abrams said that historically, people have been prosecuted. Americans have been prosecuted when there was a crime committed in another country, like murder. Historically, that has happened before, right? So if they can prove premeditation, they can be charged with a federal crime in this country. So where he may be telling the truth about them not being charged with a crime over there in Mexico, but the federal government can choose to pick up this case, and they can still be prosecuted. So they think they may have thought that they have gotten away with something, but not necessarily.
Well,
But I'm glad you said that.
here's something that I found. Now, before the Cabo Six came back to the United States,
Mhm.
Nasir's mother, she must have told her something that he did not tell the public, because
Mm.
she was on her Facebook soliciting prayers, saying that, please, God, keep my son and his friends lifted in prayer, and pray
Mm.
that they're allowed to come back in the United States. Now, why
Mm.
wouldn't he be allowed to come back in the United States? And this
Right.
post is made at the end of October, because when I told
Oh
you I was
wow.
doing my homework last night, I was doing my homework.
Mm.
And
Is this you, Koja?
as well as
Yes,
Koja.
it's me. It's me.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Lex. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure that was Koja.
a
Go ahead.
few others. So if you
Mm.
feel, or if you know that your child didn't do anything at all, if
Mhm.
none of them did anything at all, why would you constantly solicit prayers from your Facebook friends for your son and his friends? It
Right.
doesn't make sense.
Right. Right. And why did Elise? Now, and I'm glad you said that, because not only that, and I didn't know that, but why? Okay, if Elise's sister had been murdered in a hotel room just before she left for the trip, why did she still, even though her sister, this horrific thing has happened to her sister in a hotel room, her sister now, her blood sister, why was she then board a plane to Cabo? That is
Well,
what is also making me think that there's something else going on here that we're not seeing.
no. Okay, let me correct that.
Hmm.
Anita was killed while they were already in Mexico. They were only there for a
Okay.
couple of hours, but she was
Oh,
killed
okay.
while they were in Mexico. She was killed
So she
around
was
1
already
a.m.
there. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So she was already okay. Thanks for clearing it up, because I was like, hold up, you just found out your sister was dead and you don't went on, whatever, 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 right? And even
She
with
was
that
already
being
dead.
true, even with that being true, if they would have had to call her immediately. You know what I mean? So as soon as I would have been in the airport, I would have got the phone call because my phone was on airplane mode, or my phone was cut off. Soon as I would have seen that, I would have had to turn right back around and come home. You can't keep me from my people, and you telling me that my sister done passed away. And we saw in that video that even though you done found that your sister passed away, but you drinking and you doing sit ups and stuff with Winter in the villa, having a good old kiki and a good old ha ha, you know, and your sister done been done that way. See, it's still no excuse to me. You know what I mean? She may have been on the plane. It may have happened, after she was on the plane, but you still having you a good old time. So that's no excuse for me. I'm not buying it. You know what I mean? But anyway, but you can't tell anybody how to grieve. So who knows what when it comes to that situation. So I'm gonna leave that alone. But I just feel like there's something else going on here that we don't know about, right? Now, as far as back to like I said, Dan Abrams did say they may have thought that I'm gonna let you speak right here in a second, Coach. I just want to finish this thought. They may think that they only the direct aggressor is going to be charged with this, but like Dan Abrams said, historically, even if the crime depending on the circumstances, is committed in the actual crime committed in the other country. Like if they can, prove premeditation or something like that, they still can be tried in the states too. You know what I mean? So he may not know. Gerardo may not know that. Because I'm sure the Mexican justice system works differently, because that's the reason why they're trying to charge this as a femicide instead of a homicide. But so who knows what Lex. But hey, Koja.
Hey, Miss O, how you been?
All right, how you doing?
I'm good. This morning, how you? How you been doing?
Oh, fine. Just fine.
Uh, this morning, I was wondering, and it came in my head: do black female accountability versus black male accountability?
Mhm.
They have a lot of conversation, and I just think the conversation need to be had. What
Mhm.
accountability looks like, and black female accountability looks
Mhm.
like what black women are doing now, making us
Mhm.
think, making a noise so they can do an investigation. On the flip side of that, when men, black men, commit heinous crimes against women, you hear
Mhm.
all of the excuses of why they did it, why the woman led them to do it, and every excuse under the book. I didn't hear black women stepping up for these black women that committed this atrocity saying, hey, she had an excuse to do it, or maybe
Mhm.
this led to it. You just here saw black women saying she need to be brought to justice, regardless that she was a black female or these were black women that were
Mhm.
doing this. And on the
Right.
flip side, when men commit crimes against women, black women, Raj Black
Yeah.
to be example, 50 million excuses on why he did it, what led
Right.
him up to do it, and I just think a conversation needs to be had in these black manosphere spaces and these spaces that have that of what accountability looks like, and if they didn't know, this is what it looks like. How black women are
Mhm.
stepping up and making this thing. You don't hear no
Right.
excuses, no nothing. So I
Right.
just think that that bigger conversation can be had on a different time. I just want it was just something that popped in my mind, and I ain't really got
Yeah.
no channel like y'all got to say had a
Right.
conversation.
Right. I understand what you're saying, but this right here, this is not even about gender. You know what I mean? Like honestly, but I know what you're saying. But the fact of the matter is, and then there were male and her best friend was supposed to be a black male, right? But you are absolutely right. To me, this is about a group of dirty a group of inhumane human beings. I mean, you know what I mean? You don't treat a dog like the way they treated this girl. I mean, they drug her up out her sleep. She was in the bed naked, and they done ultimately beat this girl to death. You know what I mean?
It
And
was nice to
filmed it
them.
in the process. Huh?
Like, and it's just like to me, like sometimes you hear these rappers getting killed and murdered, and it's the don't talk, don't tell, no whatever. But you hear
Mhm.
curiosity on this side saying, tell, talk.
Mhm.
We putting these pieces together, whatever little bits and pieces we can get to put together to say what happened instead of
Mhm.
the culture of no snitching, no snitching, no snitching. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, the
Mhm.
culprits
Mhm.
may be trying that, but the
Right.
demand from the black community and black women has not been that, and that's a difference. Just I thought
Right.
on a
Right.
different day.
That's why I'm glad you said that, Coach. That's why I'm starting to become disappointed with some of the vlogging that's going on. Because see, in the midst of everybody, wanting to get justice, which I think ultimately is the end game here. We all want to see justice for Shanquilla, but you can't be getting sidetracked by clicks and views, or you heard it here first. You know what I mean? And when it comes to the men, that guy, that North Carolina Beats guy, what is his name, Gerald or something like that. It seems like if he is not in on the breaking news, he is not good. You know what I mean? Which makes me question his motives. You know what I mean? Like I think the initial shock of it all when it came to, and thank goodness, that he's been on top of it. And I'm not trying to say anything derogatory, per se about him. It's just the way that he's moving at this point in time. It's funny to me because it seems to be it seems like it's starting to agitate him. Like if somebody else comes up with a new piece of the puzzle and he didn't present it first, or he didn't even know about it, or he'll have to play catch up. It seems like he will be agitated about the situation, but there is no ownership. The only ownership when it comes to this situation to me is the Cabo Six and Portia and Quilla. You know what I mean? Everybody else should be trying to, if they're being genuine, help fight for justice for Shanquilla. And I think that people are kind of starting to lose. Some people are kind of losing sight when it comes to this misinformation, losing sight when it comes to the family. Can you imagine how the mom and the dad feel about all this misinformation? Like Lex was talking about, the dad did an interview today, which I knew nothing about, right? But I'm
Hmm.
sure that if anybody had been arrested, he would have mentioned it in his interview. So was anything like that mentioned at all, Lex, today?
Miss O, I just wanted to introduce that to the conversation. And, I ain't
Okay.
no creator. I just wanted to put that idea
Oh
out
no,
there.
thank you, no, Coach. Thanks for saying that because you're absolutely right. Because they said in the chat that some of the men on here have been, objectifying Shanquilla, like speaking about her body parts in a very, sexualized, derogatory manner. You know what I mean? And also, I done seen a one video of somebody that I know is from the manosphere, really trying to say, "Ha ha." Look at what y'all doing to each other, and y'all trying to. You talk about every 5 hours, talk about femicide, and you committing femicide on each other, and all of this and all of that, but you're still a whole perv over there. Like you still
And
like just no, it's no excuse. Like no, this could have happened to anybody.
we're
You
being
know
off at a higher rate and faster
exactly,
in our community. But let's not
exactly,
get it mistaken. Anytime a woman is murdered in this country, no matter what race, 90 to
right,
95% of the time, it is by a
right,
man. It is not,
right,
I say it all the time, bitches don't.
right,
It's
right,
this is the exception, not the rule.
right,
This is a
right,
small percentage of
right.
murders, so they cannot create that. If they need to do it, go to their state department, whoever keep their stats, and you pull up the murder rates of the known
Yes,
homicides, and you
yes,
will know that I want to say 95% of the time, it is
right,
by men. Women, we might
right.
beat each other up, in each other car, but we do not murder each other
Right.
on the normal. This is an exception.
Which is what we call femicide over here. The
Yeah.
Well, let
Mexicans
me
may have
but
another
let me
definition,
rebut
but
for a second.
uh,
Okay, I don't think this right here is about with all due respect, men killing
versus
women,
right,
because
right.
at
Yeah,
the end
no,
of the
this is
day, if a
different.
man
No, I'm
Yes, I
just
agree.
saying the response of
if,
how
Hmm.
women respond.
Ladies,
We
le- right, ladies, if I may, I don't know if this is true or not, but Lacey said I ain't meant, but I want to get y'all take on this, especially you, Lex. Lacey says, she says, I tried to type in the, I tried to type it in to look up the article again, and he deleted the site. So I don't know if that's true or not, but this Lacey saying that Zuniga, the guy, the Mexican investigative reporter, may have deleted the site. Let me read that again. She says, I tried to type it in to look up the article again, and he deleted the whole site. Oh wow! I wish I don't have another device. If I did, I
let
would.
me grab my other device and let me check. I'll be
Okay,
right back.
Lex. Now, if that article has been deleted, y'all, that lets us know that it was a bunch of hooey. Lacey said check. She says it's not there no more, and she says I'm heated. Oh wow! Now Lex is gonna go check out. Now see, this is exactly what we're talking about. Him, that Mexican guy, and all of this misinformation, and everybody wanted to have him do an interview, and he's getting all this payola. And if he done deleted this site, it's because he done told a whole lie, you know. And so that's just beyond. That is just so. Ooh, Lord, but we already know we don't have anybody to take care of us but us in the first place.
and
That is
I
crazy.
I want to applaud Black women for stepping up, for doing it,
Absolutely.
for not closing it and protecting
Hmm.
somebody based on sex or
Oh
them
yeah,
being.
absolutely. If it had happened if it had been one of the guys that had
We
been
would
done
have
that
been.
way, the outrage would have been the same.
And
And my for
I
me,
know women do that because we hold our kids accountable. When our children be bad, we don't say, "Oh, it's well." Some do, but for the most part, we say, "That's you was wrong, and that's what it was, and we cannot
right?
take up for you and your wrongness. We cannot excuse
Absolutely
you."
not.
So I just thought that was just something that, like I say, popped in my head. I didn't want to
Right,
misdirect the conversation, but it
right.
shows the difference of when we have these combos in these spaces,
Hmm.
female accountability, and that's a big thing. Women need to be
Right,
accountable. Black women,
right.
y'all need to be accountable.
Right. Well,
So
in
it's
this
just
case, it needs to be humankind accountability, because a lot of our young people, especially, have been desensitized to a lot of things for a lot of reasons. But you don't treat wild animals you don't beat wild animals to their neck and their spine is broke, and just prop them up on the side of the toilet and let them suffer for hours and hours. So if there's any accountability in this case for me, it's humankind accountability. But I know what you're saying, Coach, and you're absolutely right. But let me read this. Bacon spent Cinnamon Spices.
It's there.
They may be charged here. Would you? Because there was a case with Lewis Heather Mack. case killed mother in Indonesia, when she served her time only 7 to 10 years, returned to the United States, is now then charged. Is that right, Bacon Sentiment? I hadn't heard of that. What was you saying, Lex?
It's there. I'm looking at it. They just made a post 2 hours ago in regards
Okay.
to the case.
What did it say? What does that post say? Can you read it to us?
Nothing new. It just said the last physical location of the material author of Shanquella Robinson's crime was in Connecticut in the northwest of the USA.
But she's supposed to have been arrested though. So if she
Exactly. So
was
when
arrested the night before last, so how? What?
so the so the Twitter wait I stand corrected. The Twitter page is up, but when I pressed the link because it said here's the report and I hit that link, the link
Uh-huh.
says it's giving me an error message. It says error establishing a database connection.
Uh-huh.
So the Twitter page is up,
So
but you
you
can't
can't go
access
to
the
it
web
by
page.
Google, right? You can't find it
No,
on
right,
Google,
right.
right? So I'm thinking she may be true. Maybe the page is deleted. You know, maybe the page is deleted if you can't get it if you're just following a link, because that's clearly a old. If she was allegedly arrested the night before last, then how are they now saying that she was last known to be in Connecticut? Do you see what I'm saying?
And that was 2 hours ago on Twitter.
Right, and that was 2 hours ago.
Mhm.
So hold
Yeah.
on now. That's not making sense. Hold on a minute, y'all. Go ahead on Lex.
But 2 hours ago on Twitter, now it says there's a link for the report, but you can't access the report. So something is fishy because why suddenly did this disappear? It was just
Right,
up
something's
yesterday.
fishy. Right. Right. Let me try to get somebody. Come on in here. Hold on a minute. Let me see your phone. Find Google. Yeah, Google. I don't know how to work those iPhones. Hold on, y'all. I'm getting my nephew's iPhone, and I'm gonna get him to try to find the
You have people in the back chat. I don't know if you notice.
Let me see. Hold on. I went to his Twitter page, and it keeps giving me an error message. Just what Angie B says. Angie B said when she hit the link, it's giving her the error message. See, he's lying. The guy, y'all, he's lying. Are you on Google yet, sir? Yes. Can you type in Shanquella Robinson? No. What's the name of that website? www dot was it Metroplex or something? What's the name of the site, Lex?
Metropoly
Metropoly. Metropoly.
MX.
Metropoli. MX.
Mm-hmm.
MX.com. And let me see. Let me see. Oh, it's
Exactly.
let me read it. It says
Witnessing.
it says establishing a database connection. So it
Mm-hmm.
looks like thank you, Lacey. Lacey is right. This is breaking news. The website is gone where they were saying that she was arrested. There's an error message up here. I'm looking at it on my nephew's phone. Lex, you see the same thing? And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, ain't nobody lying about that. It's gone. Can you screenshot this for me and send it to my phone? So I can put it on my community wall? Thank you, sir. So yeah, I want to see that for my own self, y'all. It's gone. Everybody ain't telling the same lie on everybody's different device. My nephew don't know, know nothing about this. I'm gonna have to change my title, Miss DD. And so I'm thinking that what our suspicions were correct about the Zuniga guy. He been playing us. You know, wow, that's crazy. Oh, Lex, I'm wondering what people are going to think, or even are they even going to notice that the site is no longer there, which means the story is no longer there.
No, but hey, You're gonna put it out
Oh
now.
wow. But let me ask you this. Did he do that Gerald interview after or before he put that story on Metropolis?
After,
It
because
was after the
well,
story. Okay.
okay, yeah, because see, Gerald didn't. Well, it was during. I should say, because whenever I made my live, I think it was after 6. His interview was going. Wait a minute. I did my upload after 6. His interview with Gerald was at 6. So I wonder if he made that post like 5:30 because he knew he was going to interview with
Thank
Gerald
you, sir.
at
Oh, my
six
nephew said good
o'clock.
night, everybody.
Good night.
She said good
Um,
night, child. I forgot the boy's name. I'm so excited about this. Because we
but
have because my this has been wrecking my brain as to whether this is true or not. But this is reading all types of shade and lies to me and ulterior motives. What you say,
yeah,
Lex? Mm.
it just makes no sense. I'm wondering if he did the upload because he knew he was going to have information. Well, he's going to have this interview with Gerald at 6 because he also did an
Mm.
interview with Tisa Tales. I think her Tisa Tales or Tisa Talks, one of whatever her name is.
Tisa
He did.
Tales. Tisa
Okay,
Tales.
so
Hmm.
he did an interview with her as well. And she was talking about her interview like on Sunday or Monday because she has a 4 or 5 part interview. And she
Mm.
dropped part 1 today.
Mm.
Now, the first interview that he did was with Lead. Well, no,
Mm.
the first live interview he did with Lead. The first interview he did was with Chronicle. But
Yeah, 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 it was.
it's not making sense. But you have somebody in the back, and this person said this so-called investigator was in Mexico with a winter jacket on. Nobody asked why he had on a jacket in 90-degree weather. Child,
Yeah, I saw that.
it's yeah. Mm.
Is he even in? You know, that's actually a good question. Why you got a jacket on in 90-degree weather? Are you even in Mexico?
I
Huh.
just yeah.
See, we really don't know what's going on with this guy. That's why you can't keep, take people's word for stuff. We don't know. Really, nobody's done a background check on this cat. You know what I mean? What's really going on here?
This is
You
getting
know,
stranger by the minute. Stranger by
been
the minute.
creepier and stranger. And then another thing, you know what if, okay, like, so we know that there are a lot of fake pages on Instagram and TikTok, right? Because now did you see that Instagram live from Nazir talking about he was talking about it was some TikTok or another is a fake page somewhere on TikTok or Instagram, and it was saying, talking about, he might commit suicide and all of this and all that, and he got on and did an
Yeah, but
interview and saying, watch out for the fake page. That me, why would I commit suicide and I'm innocent and all of this and all that?
right.
But he was really
Hmm.
talking about the fact that the page was fake.
Right.
And it's posting pictures, but it's only posting pictures of the pictures that have um already been posted. So what if it's that type of situation going on? What if the whole website was just a scam?
It could
Because
very well be.
Valerie said, I don't mean to offend anyone, but most of those Hispanics are crooks. I mean, Valerie, I mean, like, child, why did he have a bubble coat on in Mexico? Yeah, Samantha. Yeah, that question was just asked. Wow, y'all.
Well,
Wow.
I agree
Y'all
with
think?
Valerie because if you notice, the
Me
same
too.
interpreter for Gerald is the interpreter that Tisa Tales is also using.
The same interpreter. She could be in on it too. How we
Exactly.
know? How we know? It could be a whole Ponzi scheme situation going on here. It's actually cool in Mexico right now. Is that right, Roy? We don't know if that's true or not. I don't know what the temperature is in Mexico right now. So, but that's just a very good observation still. Because question everything. Like I put on my community wall last night, question everything. And when I seen that report and I couldn't find nothing, I'm like, this sure does seem suspect. Because the U.S. would love to you know uh, set this piece of info out. to us here in the U.S. to make it seem like they really care about us when we know that they really don't. To show that they are interested into what happens to us. You know, so
Okay, so
that's why I was
I'm in
suspect.
this group, right? So let me tell you what's going on right now.
Uh huh.
So this person says, I don't trust that Gerald guy, Geraldo guy, the
Uh
Mexican
huh.
guy. He's
Right.
they said because what he said to NC was totally different than what he said to the lead 3 days ago. He
Oh wow.
said on the lead that she was semi-conscious with strong vitals when the nurse arrived. That
Uh
was
huh.
3 days ago. But
Right.
then yesterday, he's saying that she was deceased.
Right now, let me tell you something. I heard a part of the interview that he did with Gerald, right? And the interpreter lady was saying that they couldn't with the whole thing with the time of death and the autopsy. Okay, she was telling the truth about that they can only give you an approximate, not an exact time of death. You know what I mean? They can only give you an approximate time of death, right? But then she said something like, what was that she said about the doctor? She was trying to explain away why the doctor didn't take the girl to the hospital, and she was saying it's truth mixed up with lies, right? So early on, they were saying that they called the hotel plate, the hotel concierge doctor came, right? But on that thing, the part that I heard was that the maid, and we had heard it before. I didn't know the timeline though. The maid came in and found Shanquilla, laying there, but the other people were gone, and they came back after the maid had found Shanquilla, and that's when Winter um would call for an ambulance or something like that. I was confused. That made me even more confused about the timeline. And then they were saying, and I do believe that she died 15 minutes after her injuries. I don't believe that doctor worked on her from a little bit after 2:30 until 5 something. I don't believe that, you know. But I do believe that the maid possibly did come in and find her body, and they came in afterwards. I'm kind of thinking something like that went on. I don't know, but the whole timeline is still suspect to me. But for them to get on and say that, so I'm thinking, are they saying that she died, way before even the speculation from the autopsy? Or are they saying she died like between 12 and 2?
I
Like
saw
I
somewhere,
was
and I'm trying to
confused
find it.
about
They
that.
said 7 and 4.
Between 7 and 4,
Uh-huh.
like 7 a.m. and 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh wow! Because if they pulled her up out the bed, and I do believe she was, woke up out of her sleep being beat up. I really do believe they started fighting her when she was asleep, because that's why she was naked like that. You know what I mean? And also, I also believe, but that could have been in the morning. Like, what if they beat her up, Lex? And knew after they beat her up, they know something funny was going on with her, because she couldn't stand up or anything, because on that video with Deja, we don't know how many videos, then that's a snippet of a video, right? What if they knew something was really wrong with, like, they taping the video, and if you notice, her neck is down when they saying, dang, Quilla, you ain't even gonna fight back or whatever. She was like, no, she sounded lethargic, she sounded a little drunk or something. But what if her neck was already injured, or her back from the way, because her head was like all the way down. She didn't even, raise her head up or anything. She was just on the floor, with her head down, and she sounded like drunk or lethargic or something like that. What if they had already inflicted bodily harm on her? You know what I mean? And then dressed her and put her over had her propped up on the toilet. Then, went out and did whatever it was that they were gonna do. The maid did, and then when the maid come in and clean up, the maid really did find her. What if that's how it happened? That's crazy to me though. But
It
I'm
is.
just
I'm gonna type
speculating.
something in the back chat. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, a winter a window based on the body, like the body temperature stuff. QT1. Yeah, that's not unusual at NGB. That isn't unusual because the police report is witness accounts, but autopsy gives a window based on the body. I know it's based on the body temperature and all of that. I do know that. Those villas in Cabo are like little cities. They have doctors on staff in the area and police patrol the area and beaches. Yes, Red Pill, you're right about that. But my thing was, did the maid call the doctor, or because first they were saying that the Cabo Six called the doctor, but they wouldn't let the doctor take her to the hospital. But if it's true that the maid came in and found her, is the maid the one that called the hotel concierge doctor or whatever? Like, what's really going on here? That's crazy to me. Why is not one of them arrested? Was Sweet Low, the FBI, the Charlotte FBI, we know for sure that they lost the investigation as to why nobody's been arrested. I can't tell you that, but I know the reason for this live today was people was going around, she's been arrested. Dejanay's been arrested, and they were saying it off of the one article that has now been deleted. But I was suspect about the article in the first place, and I really didn't think that she had been arrested because I couldn't find any other credible news source stating that she had in fact been arrested. You know, and so, oh wow, is that right, Lex?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, I can believe that. I can believe that too. Yeah, I can believe that too. Like, nobody's really going to know exactly what happened to her until at least one person is arrested. Because I think that if one person is arrested, I don't think that one person, whoever it is going to want to go down for this by themselves. You know, and so I think that that's the only reason, the only way the truth is going to come out. But we really don't know the timeline of events. But even now, there are conflicting stories. There's a whole lot of scenarios that could have happened in my mind. You know what I mean? Just like I'm sure in everybody else's mind. But at the end of the day, Soul Sister is right. She went through hell. You know. hmm QT1 says, repeat comment, Miss O. Has anyone thought about, since the police are corrupt, that they could be feeding Geraldo false, absolutely, information, thoughts, absolutely. Well, Geraldo himself said that he was working with the police, but then he did his whole spiel about, reporters are getting killed over there for trying to expose police corruption. So he was saying that, in my opinion, like, I'm putting my life in danger trying to get this info to y'all. And that just talking out of both sides of his neck, and it just don't. At Miss D, that's possible too. I think the reporter is the police, right, to throw the public off. Mhm. 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 Anything is possible at this point in time. Let me see. Snatchy Girl says the Baba of Truth just put out a statement that the lead attorney owes his subbies an apology. She hasn't been arrested yet. There is no proof. Just a warrant. Major outlets. Hold up. Let me go back up. Just a warrant. Major outlets are not reporting that. Right. I think that he owes his subbies an apology as well because he ran with that article. And so yeah. Yeah, but it wouldn't shock me at all if the reporter is the police trying to throw people off. And then with all of this information, like I said, it sidesteps people, because what if they put that article out to try to get social media to let up on us calling for justice for Shanquilla? What if that was put out because of that? You never know, you know why. He could be working in tandem with the police. He could be the police. We don't know really what's going on over there, but this just goes to show that ain't nobody no math, no prayer book around here, and we always invite everybody to the cookout without checking them out. And that is a problem that we have in this community, because all of this is diverting attention away from justice being sought for Shanquilla at the end of the day. And don't think that just like they seen us calling for justice at first, they see us, going back and forth as with all this misinformation. They're seeing that too, and maybe that's what they want, you know. I heard she has been detained, won't be arrested until she gets to Mexico. I don't think she's been detained at all. There's no credible news source citing that at all. I've been looking all day since last night. Miss O, it's funny you don't read what I say, although prior I'm logical and spiritual. Nestival, you want me to go up and read what you say, girl? Let me find it. You said, at Angie, there are too many things that don't make sense. Yeah, I agree. That's what we're discussing it now. Too many things that don't make sense. And although we saw the video, I don't believe what they're showing us. Okay, anything is possible. It's just so your comment, baby. I'm sorry, it's not the only one in the chat. So yeah, and so yeah, so maybe I'll read it and maybe I won't if I see it. The lead attorney is a clout chaser, and I also heard that he's part of the manosphere that speaks down on black women. I did hear that he's part of the manosphere. hmm we do invite any and everybody, right, to the cookout just because they can dance, sing, or have a little cut. Yeah, you're right about the Angie. I did a I did a um what do you call it? A community post today about that thing, the flicker thing that's going on around here, saying it's black and Belarus or whatever. And from the picture that is showing, I don't even think that's the picture. Still trying to throw people off. Like I said, I think it's an Anglo, but people are running with that photo now because that flicker thing is saying it's been doxed, and I don't believe that. You just can't. And but even now, it's still, even though it's done offended a lot of people, it's still, twerking in these chats, and people are still doing interviews with it. It's like black people have no pride, and when it comes to cases like that, this, you would think that people would, um, you know, stay on code and stay single minded and focused, if you're really seeking justice for this child. But people want to play too many games and act silly. And this is not a laughing matter to me. You know what I mean? That is the only reason why I'm talking about it. And so yeah, I don't have time to play with games and listen to little silly comments, and because this is not I'm a whole grown woman, right? And I wouldn't be wasting my time on this if I thought it was something cute to laugh about, because it's not cute to me. That's what I mean about people being desensitized. You see how ignorant that is? That don't make no sense to me. I can't with the stupid stuff. I'm not here for it. It's not cute to me. I don't care. It's not cute. It's unfortunate. It's what it is. Why the big cover up? Why the big cover up? This story is, but I really think the big cover up is I think that money was taken from her. I think that a bribe was taken to kind of not even deal with this murder over there. Number one, and number two, I think that if it had not had been social media, nobody, the world would not have known how blasé the U.S. Embassy is about Black lives, because they weren't concerned about it either. You know, and they're trying to backtrack and make it seem like they give a darn when they don't at all. And that's why it's disturbing to me when you got all these vloggers out here, reporting all this misinformation, and then you got this Gerardo guy going from platform to platform with whatever agenda that he has. Clearly, his agenda is not to tell the truth, you know, and so it's just unfortunate. Hmm. Wow. Um, Lex said, according to a report, the maid said when she found Shanquilla, her body was hard. If so, rigor mortis has set in. Lex, right? You're absolutely right about that. That's why the timeline is still really strange to me. Yeah, it could have been any one of us, anybody in our family. So that's why it's not a laughing matter to me. And it's just so ignorant when people just sideswipe it with nonsense, just so déclassé and so ghetto, not even ghetto, just inhumane. Like, ugh, you know, child, because your humanity is not based on, shouldn't have to be based on any kind of social economic status. And so, yeah, that's just, ugh, and so, yeah, and so, yeah, that's how I feel about it. I'm glad you're speaking about the blogs putting out. Yes, absolutely. I did a video about it the other day about misinformation. And still here's another. Now I'm wondering if the blogs, lead attorney, and everybody else, Chronicle Speaks, and everybody else that took Jawardo's word for it, are they gonna do a video retracting the statement? Is that going to happen? And if that does happen, maybe we can refocus what it is that hopefully that we started out, doing in the first place, which is trying to seek some type of justice, or at the very least acknowledgement, you know, for what happened to this young black woman, and so yeah, that's crazy. But why would the doctor lie if the maid found her dead? You have to ask that. But I'm really thinking, Miss D, like when I first heard the story, it made sense to me that the maid found her. That they clearly the video shows her getting beat up naked, right? And so I think that, and then there was still the whole thing about Nazir. I don't know if you've seen all my videos, but I got a lot of different theories. But I felt like she was dressed. I felt like she was beat up out her sleep. Her family even said that she sleeps in the nude, you know. And I felt like she was dressed, and her body was propped up over the toilet, and as to kind of um prove that how you have your head over the toilet and all this and all that when you done drunk too much, because they were saying that she passed away from alcohol poisoning, or she got sick from alcohol poisoning. I think that's why they propped her body up, dressed her, and propped her body up on the toilet, like she was just slumped over the toilet, drunk and stuff. And so, there's a whole bunch of scenarios that be going. Cause like I said, we're not gonna know for sure what happened. And I also heard her mama say a couple of different times that somebody called her and told her that they had a fight in Mexico, and she said that that was before the video came out. And I heard her mom says, I don't know who called me, but somebody called me. And who was that called her? I wonder. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's just all of these things going on. And like I said, leading up to this, before this even happened, why, what is going on here? It's got to be for them to premeditate this allegedly, but this is what it feel like to me. What is really going on here besides envy and jealousy? Because if you're going to premeditate a murder, it's something else going on besides envy and jealousy, especially when it comes to your so-called friend of 5+ years. You know, and so I just got a lot of questions. And when it comes to the Mexicans, the Mexican of the officials, and all of this and all of that, we know that that is a very corrupt country when it comes to the government, the police, politics, and all of this and all that. So am I surprised that there is a cover up going on here? No. Was I surprised by the American embassy not wanting to do anything about this black body being taken away from this world? No, 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 no. And I really, really, really think that because these types of people live in a bubble, they didn't think that there would be such an apt point of affection when it came to social media. I really don't think that they factored that in. I don't even know if the Cabo 6 factored in that aspect of it. I really think that they felt like they was gonna go over here and do this to this girl for whatever reason. Say she died of alcohol poisoning and pretty much get away with it. Why was the video even leaked? because one of them had to leak the video. Like, what is all of that for? Did they leak the video? Um, to be like, yeah, we had a fight, but she still died of alcohol poisoning. Like, I'm confused. It don't make no sense to me. Like, it really doesn't. I'm just confused by that. I agree, and would not be surprised if they go. But yes, they definitely need to go. Sweet and low. Oh, you talking to A class? Yeah, but I just hate that we're getting sidetracked. But y'all, it is very interesting that that article is now gone. I'm like, wow. That proves that the whole thing was a lie. It proves that if Gerardo did an interview after he put that article out and then came on and still acting like the article was true, he's been up to something the whole time. And I'm talking about the Mexican um, investigative reporter. It was leaked after alcohol was not a factor of death. I don't, but see, we don't know the timeline, actually. But yeah, it could have been. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And it's not even the whole video. I don't think. And where is this shadow video that is supposed to be out there of Winter Donovan? In the death blow and all of this and all of that. Where is that video? You know, we use that word friend too loosely. I agree with that, Red Pill. I found that out when a person I knew for over 30 years tried to kill me. Wow, in my home after allowing him to live here. She only knew them for 5 years. Wow, Red Pill, that's crazy. Miss Ray said it's a shame. No other news outlets is reporting this. Yeah, there's no other news outlet reporting that the girl was arrested. There was a couple of red flags, like I said at the beginning of the video, that made me very suspicious. Someone's trying to cover their butt by leaking it. Yeah, clearly, Angie, I agree with that. It doesn't prove anything. What doesn't prove anything, Jax? QT1 says Vinny did something on court TV today. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about with that. I'm sorry, coming in on the end of conversations. I believe that video was done. The young generation tapes everything. Yes, they do. To me, that possibly could prove her death may have not been premeditated. I don't know. I even think the video was taped and released for a reason. Snazzy girl, but I could be. I don't know. I wasn't there. You think the video was live streamed, Sean P? Wow. That article tried to sidetrack us, right? But bloggers such as yourself, thank you, and Cheryl's World, are not distract us from Justice and Krilla. I'm glad I'm not the only one, and I'm not the only one that's questioned the article in the first place. And questioned the whole, situation of her being arrested. Because how you gonna go from doing it, saying, you're looking at the main aggressor, an arrest warrant has been, put out for the main aggressor to naming the main aggressor, and then you're saying Interpol arrested her when Interpol is not a police agency. And so, yeah, there was a couple of discrepancies. Like I said, it just didn't sound right, And for people to run with it without doing research, that don't make no sense. Even people with good intentions, if you ran with it and didn't do the research, it don't make no sense because that's what they want you to do. I also heard that a group of young women are planning to go to Mexico. I'm not sure why. I also heard that is that right? Mexico, to investigate this case properly, would have to use their own resources, i.e., money. Oh, wow. Red Pill said criminals have a tendency to return to the area. Are you saying that same group of girls is going to return to Mexico? Return to the area of the crime? I just feel they have protection from Mexico. I felt like if in fact payola was given to them, i.e., that $17,000, it was for them to get out of the country without being arrested. So I would have to agree with that. Oh, my bad. I thought. Oh, okay. Lead attorney should know. He absolutely should know better. That's why I'm like, oh my God. He's running. Yeah, he ran with the story last night, right? Um, he had 4,000 people in his live, and was collecting mass super. Is that right, Miss Rap? Child. Says, hey, Truth, I miss you. Oh, okay, this something else. That video was put out to distract us from something going on with the government. Could be that too, Red Pill, you know. But I think that um I think that I really feel in my heart that this was premeditated for something other than jealousy and envy. I think that they thought they were going to get away with it because they didn't think that it was going to be such a social justice outcry. I think that they chose Cabo, Mexico, because they felt like Mexico was so corrupt that they could get away with it, you know. And so, but they didn't. I think that they didn't plan on all. But you know, there is. They say that there is no perfect murder. There is no perfect crime. So I don't think that they planned on all of this, you know. So yeah. Levon said, "What do you think about Tamika Mallory currently working with Miss Robinson's family?" I think it's a good thing. I just went to Interpol website to the red notes and I put Dejanay name in and nothing came up. Absolutely, I'm not surprised one program out at all. It definitely has our absolutely has our attention. Hmm. So yeah, the lead attorney definitely should do a I agree should do a retraction for his video had me as well as others convinced she was arrested. Yeah, like I said, I didn't sit through the whole thing. I saw the title, I listened to a few minutes, and I was like allegedly, but I considered him a credible, you know, YouTube vlogger. So that's why I was like allegedly, but hopefully it's true or whatever. I even put his video on my uh on my wall over there, but I was still saying allegedly, but I was like maybe he did some research, maybe he knows something that I don't know, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Now the guy called lead attorney on YT. Is he a real? I don't even know, Regina. That's a good question. Is he Shanquilla? No, he's absolutely not Shanquilla's family's attorney. No, I can answer that part. He does not appear to actually be an attorney. On the case, in reality, just a YT. Possibly Regina. Yeah, I don't know if he is an actual attorney. Oh, Miss Ray said yes, he's a real attorney. Okay, yeah. See, I don't know. Hmm. Now, see, we don't know. Beam me up, Scotty. We don't know if that's true or not. That is a rumor. That is a rumor. So yeah, and all of that stuff is what I mean about not staying on code, trying to divert people's attention away from the fact that that girl was so brutally murdered. You know, it's a purpose. It's not like a it's a process. It's not like a warrant. We have the states. It's a bunch of paperwork. Yes, yes. I heard a couple of news people on the news speaking about the process. The red files and all this and all of that. One said, I respect the fact that Gerald Jackson, um, Gerald Jackson started his internet with Geraldo Zuniga by stating he was unable to confirm Mr. Zuniga was stated. Is that right? Does not conduct himself as a real criminal. I know he's part of the manosphere for what he is doing in social media. He could be this boy. Yeah, I don't think that is an actual motive. I really don't. I just do not. It don't even sound right. Why go through all of this trouble? Like there has to be something going on, something else going on. You know, something that could get one or all of these people in trouble and jealousy and envy. And she said, they said, she said, somebody. No, that's not working for me. It don't sound right. I didn't believe it because the red file came out the same day. It still takes time after that part of the process. If the U.S. had eyes all the while, then anything is possible, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. He's not a criminal attorney, just a family attorney. Yeah. It don't sound right to you. Yeah, it don't sound right to me, Angie. It's just too much extra going on, you know. And this whole thing with this, I'd be interested to know if we see Zuniga anymore. Gerardo, the investigative reporter, like I want to know if going forward, he's going to do any more interviews. That would be interesting right there, in my opinion. You know. hmm Let's see, is he gonna go away? You know, did he achieve what he wanted to achieve? Is he now just gonna disappear? Will he still pop up with interviews? Like, what's going on? You know, and so yeah, that'll be interesting to see what's gonna happen. You know, going forward. Yeah, red pill. I talked about that at the beginning of the video. I don't know if you came in or not, but yeah, if you guys are just coming in, please be part of the replay gang. Because Lex was on here earlier, and Kosher was as well, and yeah. hmm So yeah, this is turning into Swiss cheese. I have to agree with. Like I said, it's putting me in the mind of, oh, how far left the Kanika Jenkins case went. You know, it was people was doing too much, and that gave the police permission to do nothing at all. Because if you guys have heard of the Kanika Jenkins case and you were around at first for a little quick minute, the public had its foot on the police's neck, and they were trying to work it out and explain why, you know, they doing this, that, and the other. But when all of the infighting started, they were just like, forget it. And nobody to this day has been charged with anything concerning the death of Kanika Jenkins. You know, but it was just so much fighting going on and so much misinformation going on. It was just a lot going on social media that gave police permission to do nothing at all. And so, and I'm hoping that that's not going to happen in this case as well. But you know, it ain't looking good. You know. I don't think they jumped her in North Carolina because I think it was premeditated. I think that they researched. And researched and felt like they could get away with it in Cabo. Like I really do. I think that it was premeditated. I think it was planned. You know, there's a reason why they didn't jump her in NC. You know, because they didn't want to go to jail. They felt like they could get away with it in Mexico. That's why. Uh huh. She dropped the first one today. Not a thing. KJ was just sad. Yeah, it was sad and very disturbing. That case has haunted me for years. hmm Yeah, people started seeing things that wasn't there. The whole thing just turned into a whole hot mess. hmm I think that they were, honestly, if they were going to seek some kind of street justice divine, I think they already would have done it. To be quite honest with you, because it don't seem like Nazir is in hiding. I don't know about the rest of them, but he all on social media and all of this and all of that. And so yeah, he's still here. He's still above the, above dirt. So yeah, I don't even think that's the situation when it comes to this right here. hmm But I think it's so sad at the end of the day, because her family is witnessing this. Her family are the ones that are being hurt, um, because of all of this. That their baby should still be with them. The mom and the dad, they should still have their daughter with them, and she's not here. And so I just hope they're not seeing a lot of this stuff that's going on social media. And I wish that Juro, what's his name, Juro, the NC guy, I just wish he would leave that father alone. Leave them people alone. Let them go. You don't need them for nothing else, Juro. Leave them people alone. Two people messed that case up. The main was running for the 7th Ward alderman. Um, I live in the 8th Ward and passed along how he has multiple GoFundMe accounts and still. Oh wow, you talk about Kanika Jenkins? Wow, I believe she was just. I think she was just with some people that didn't like her. Yeah, clearly, you know, uh, before they got there. Absolutely before they got there. And Ish popped off. And that girl had talked about beating her A way before they planned the trip. You know, Kanika Jenkins' mom was accused of allegedly taking money. Child, I know. It was just so much. It's so much. That turned into her case turned into a whole urban legend. You know. You welcome, Jax. 1108. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, but I really just want to come on and speak about misinformation. I felt like it was something wrong with that story from the Gerardo guy's website, alleged news site, and now we found out in real time that the story of Dejanay being arrested is not even there anymore. I think that speaks volumes. You know, it's frustrating all around. Absolutely, to know that a young black lady passed away in Mexico at the hands of her so-called friends. You're right about that. That's my issue, Regina. I mean, it's just so sad. And the way that they did her, she clearly suffered, and it's unfortunate if people are losing sight of that, and just jumping out here saying whatever and doing whatever, for their own, ulterior motives. That's sad, There's too many stories going around to know what's really true. Right. And that's reminiscent of the Kanika Jenkins case. It gives the authorities permission to not do anything at all, And it's just yeah, that's sad to me. Rippy said I couldn't do it. My only child. And to see tape of what was done, absolutely to her, right? I just couldn't take the misinformation being spent on. Absolutely, to go from, because they said that Shaquille's mama was thanking, the bloggers and stuff, for helping seek justice, for Shanquilla, right? And to go from her thanking the bloggers and stuff and Twitter, everybody, you know, to go from that to hearing what's going on right now. Because you best believe if any one of them had been arrested, I truly believe that the family would have been informed. And that's another thing. I haven't seen any family member, like mom or dad, that's what I'm talking about, come on and say, like, because I didn't know that the dad did an interview earlier. And if anybody had been arrested, he would have said so. He would have told that information to Journal. And so since he didn't come on talking about arrests had been made, then I just, that's another reason for me to believe that no, the girl is not arrested. Nobody's arrested. You know? So yeah. Strong said Miss Olivia Journal is something to deal with now. He gonna be cussing everybody out. So, well, Sharona, I can believe that because, like I said, he is real. He is real controlling when it comes to this case. If he ain't putting out the info first, he ain't good with it. You know. And so that, I mean, I don't even know why he's so. He seems like he's real irritated by anybody that comes out with any information that he didn't put out first. So yeah, you got a point there, Sharona. I wouldn't be. I would. Yes, I would not be able to wait on Mexico nor the United States. I know that's right, sweet and low. And so, but yeah, but I just really would like those. Clearly, they are not that type of people. You see what I'm saying, sweet and low? And there's nothing wrong with the parents of Shanquilla wanting the authorities via whether it be American authorities or Mexican authorities or both. It is nothing wrong with them wanting these people to hold these people accountable, hold the Cabo 6 accountable. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And but yeah, they are clearly not the kind of people that to go out and do some kind of street justice. They ain't that type of people. You can tell. And so yeah, I encourage everyone interested in justice for Shanquilla to stay focused and keep asking questions. Absolutely, we may need to start calling the FBI, Customs, and Interpol. You know what, Levon? Yeah, you're absolutely right. I agree with that. I know this major news is focusing in on 3 blacks that died while on vacation from carbon monoxide poisoning. Yeah, I haven't heard them talk about that here in a little quick minute, but I for days, I heard of them, talking about Shanquella's case, and talking about an arrest warrant. The FBI picked it up, an arrest warrant had been issued, because they had been following the story. And that's why I was like, last night when I heard it, I'm like, well, they're not talking about it on any credible sources, any major news channels or anything. So I'm gonna wait and see if they talk about it. But they hadn't up until the time that I hit that live button. I had heard nothing from a credible source. And where is National Organization? I have no idea. Did you hear about the U.S. warning about dark skinned people traveling to the DR because they are being targeted? I looked at a little bit of that on. I hadn't heard about it until I saw Nick at Night talking about it. I sure did. Sherrod said, I know him personally. Just wait. Red Pill says Kyrie is the only one who donated 65,000 toward GoFundMe. Yeah, God bless him for doing it. Sweet Low said, "Leave y'all understand totally." Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I'm right here with you. Sweet and Low, just a different breed. And you're correct. They are not that type of people, and I see that. But I exactly, Sweet and Low. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Absolutely, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I never heard of now. Tell us. I never heard of NOW. Yeah, I've never heard of the National Organization of Women either. No, I haven't. Mm-mm. Now I could see if they would be speaking up if this had been some kind of a domestic situation, going awry abroad, But this not a man didn't her boyfriend, didn't break her neck and all of this and all of that via domestic violence, and this was a group of friends, So why would they say something? Honestly, you know. I saw the reporting on the three in MSNBC. No mention if the Cabo, no mention of the Cabo 6. Is that right? Red Pill on MSNBC. Yeah, I saw it on CNN and I saw it on ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. I hit up the National Organization for Women now, and the National Council of Negro Women today. Oh, did you really? The First Lady, did they give you a response? Wow, that's great. Now is the most powerful women's organization they can use. Yeah, I'm sure they could use the influence. Absolutely. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. hmm Virginia said, I really don't expect the Mexico to fully cooperate with the U.S. criminal authorities. Mexico is known for corruption. Absolutely. Yeah, we're seeing that firsthand for corruption and the cartels. America has this political campaign on the Mexican border. You know what, Regina? Absolutely. I think that when it comes to these officials, a lot of this stuff is going on because at the end of the day, I would be shocked if any of these people that did this to this girl are brought to justice. Like I really will be shocked. I'll be shocked. I'm not even gonna lie about it. They all are involved in some kind of way. That's why, from what we know, they are not talking. Absolutely. The Mexican investigative journalist Gerardo deleted his whole Yes, we talked about that. I'm heated. Was it a scam? It's looking like it, Lacey. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You the one told us, Lacey. Right? Yeah. hmm It's looking like it, Lacey. Though. So yeah, and everyone not talking is involved. Right. Peace keeps updated. First Lady Love. Absolutely, First Lady Love. What did they respond to you? If they respond to you, let us know. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mhm. Mhm. But let me talk about this last little bit. I'm gonna get off here. I was gonna talk about something else after I talked about this. I'm just gonna have to redo my title. I have to come back and do another video about what else it was, another conversation that I was gonna have. But just know this: at the end of the day, if it had not been for social media, Black Twitter, a lot of people, calling for justice, creating a hashtag, I don't think that we would have even been seeing anything about Shanquilla Robinson on any major news source, because at the beginning of this, the Mexican officials weren't going to do anything, and the U.S. Embassy pretty much said it was not going to do anything via what the Mexican authorities had said. So nothing was going to be done by the U.S. or Mexico initially. If it had not been for social media, we wouldn't be here where we are now. So I don't know if they were just blowing smoke up our behinds and they never intended on doing anything or not. I don't know if they're actually investigating or not. I don't even know, even if they are extra investigating, if anybody will ever be brought to justice or not. Do you see what I'm saying? But I don't. But I would hope, because we are not psychic, and we don't know. But I will hope that if they are, if social media is forcing their hand, I will hope that we will keep our foot on their necks and not get sidetracked. You know, because it will be easy for them to do what they did when it comes to the Kanika Jenkins case, which is absolutely nothing. I'm talking about the authorities. So much misinformation was put out, so much infighting happened, so many fake info was put out, misinformation, fake, straight up fake info, infighting online and offline. It turned into a whole clown show, and I'm hoping that it's not what's going to happen here, and so when you see something and it don't look right, if you are a content creator, do your research. Even if you hear some information like somebody's been arrested and it don't sound right, just take a moment and breathe, and see if it makes sense to you. Absolutely keep her name trending, right? My God, say they will still suffer. Yes, absolutely, absolutely, sweet. Even if they're not brought to justice, when it comes to man, God will bring them to justice. So they will get justice. Justice will be done. Because in the Bible it says, "Vengeance is mine," saith the Lord. At the end of the day. But when it comes to this justice system, of course we're going to want to see something happen to them via the justice system. You know, in the nerve of these people premeditating this, is which I think they did, and going to this country knowing that nobody don't care about us. Do you see what I'm saying? Knowing that they are going to get away with this, thinking that there are going the audacity for them to think or know for sure that nothing is going to happen to them, and they're going to come back home and just go on with their lives uninterrupted. That is beyond me, the nerve of people. The God, these people are demons. Like, where is your humanity? You know? And so that's just crazy to me. It don't make sense. Do you think they are not getting involved in order to put division between the Mexicans and blacks, and all hell breaks out to burn? No, I don't think that. I think they simply don't care. I just think that when it comes to U.S. officials and the Mexican officials, they don't care about black people killing black people. They don't like us anyway. When it comes to this American justice system, we know that we are treated unfairly off the rip, and when it comes to over there, they don't think nothing about black people over there. They don't like us either. So yeah, Black Americans need to think twice about. I know that's right. Black Americans need to think about twice about spending their black dollars over there. Because you're clearly you're not safe. That's right, NGB. None of them do. Clearly, you're not safe. That's right, one proud grandma. Justice for Shanquilla Robinson. Now, one way or the other. I hope we don't have to wait for the Almighty. I hope that it will be nice to see um, the justice system work for us, you know, every once in a while. Because clearly, a crime has been committed. Shoot, part of it was on tape. The gall of these people to tape this, the gall of these people to go to the grandmom, to the mama's house and lie to her for 4 days, drop off her luggage, lie to her for 4 days until they got the autopsy report and did just disappear. The gall. Like, oh my goodness. And what's really going on? I would personally like to know why. Why did you take this girl away from this world? It's got to be more than envy and jealousy. And I don't even believe that about, well, she set somebody up. I don't believe that for 1 second. That's why I think the race war the government has been leading up to, allegedly, when the stats come out by 2025. Yeah, I don't believe it's that kind of situation going on. These people had ulterior motives, at the end of the day. Um, and when it comes to the government, they didn't know that this was going to happen. I don't think they played a part in premeditation, the alleged premeditated murder of Shanquella Robinson. I don't think that at all. I mean, I know what you're saying, but no, not in this situation. Mm-mm. I told my husband at this point in life, I would never go to another country. Sweet Low, I've had that conversation too. I'm not even going to take a cruise. Okay? I don't even want to take a cruise. Do you hear me? Y'all remember 3 African Americans died? Yeah, carbon monoxide poisoning in Mexico at Airbnb around the same time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was on the news. Yeah, absolutely. I heard about that. Hmm. All these young, beautiful black people, going on vacation to have a happy time and to end up, in such a state is beyond. It don't make no sense. And the fact that people are becoming desensitized to all of what's going on is that's just further proof that it seems like we don't. I mean, I'm not even gonna say that. It's just, oh Lord, you can't trust nobody. You can't trust your own. You can't trust nobody. You know, you just really can't. Mm-mm-mm. That's why I ain't traveling. No, me either. Not out of the country. One program. Absolutely not. I would enjoy the good old USA and its back roads. I heard that. Yeah, we know we already got to be careful over here. But our way over. Yeah. I'm just gonna take my chances over here. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take my chances over here. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, y'all. I'm going to redo the title of the video. Like I said, I had something else that I was going to talk about, but we found out so much. See what you can find out just by having a conversation, critically thinking about a conversation. I find it very interesting that website is now gone. That article is gone. So the next time that Geraldo Zuniga pop up somewhere, if he pops up somewhere, I hope I'm somewhere in the vicinity of the live, because I've got questions for that supposed investigative reporter. Where'd the article go? And like somebody said earlier, was it a scam the whole time? Because like I said, he was absolutely getting cash apps, American dollar cash apps. And when you convert them to pesos, it's worth more. So what was your intention here? You know, are you working with the police to disseminate misinformation, to try to throw people off, because the government doesn't have any plans on doing anything anyway? I'm talking about the Mexican government. Good night, Angie. Like it's yeah, right, Grandma. We all got questions. I got so many questions, but I guess we have to sit back, watch, wait around and see. But yeah, very interesting that the article is now gone. And I hope that these bloggers around here will do a retraction to them saying her being arrested and all of this and all that. I hope it would be nice if they would do a retraction to that story, because that would, in my opinion, would put the focus back on justice. Um, you know, back on justice for Shanquilla Robinson. And so yeah, I would hope they do a reaction, a retraction. Once he see, I don't want to put her name in the chat, is doing an interview with one of the police officers from over there, one of the Mexican police officers. Is that what you're talking about? Well, they have to be a police officer from over there, because yeah, he was too comfortable showing his. Absolutely, absolutely, I agree with that. I agree with that, Grandma. First Lady said Forbes reported data that more Americans were reported killed by homicide in Mexico than the combined total of Americans killed by homicide in every other country. Really? Wow. Oh, wow. That's very interesting. Wow. Wow. Lex said I just posted in the group that I'm in about the website. I searched the Interpol database and nothing comes up for Dejanay. Somebody else did that earlier too, Lex. But thanks for telling us. Did y'all see what Lex just typed in the chat? She said I just posted in the group that I'm in about the website. I searched the Interpol database and nothing comes up about Dejanay. And so yeah, and wow, First Lady of Love, that's very interesting. Mexico and black people, it should be a no. Okay, because clearly it's not safe. It's too much going on. Oh my goodness, I don't believe she got arrested either. Mm-mm. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, you guys. Please enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for helping me try to figure out what's going on via critically thinking. You have to question everything. I don't jump on everything that I see going down my stream. You know, I do some research first. Because I'm not gonna jump out here and knowingly put out some misinformation. That's why I just try to find a credible source first. You know, and so yeah, yeah. I hope you're right about that. Uh, yeah, says the FBI doesn't use social media as their sole source. Well, clearly not. Absolutely not. No, nobody believes that. No, nobody believes that at all. It's a sole source of information that said black social media cannot hurt the case. I believe they can. However, I do think it's ridiculous how people are trying to be the FBI. Well, I mean that happens in cases like this. But I mean, you should not put out misinformation. Do your research. It's at the palm of your hand. Just like your YouTube, live button or your StreamYard button, that Google search button, it's at the palm of your hand. Do some research first. That's all I'm saying. You know. And I'm glad social media talks about certain cases, especially this case, because they weren't going to do anything at all. You know. And so yeah. Yeah. Is that right, Red Pill? Oh wow, that's awesome. Nothing is coming up. If I find anything out, I will leave you. Amen. Thank you, Lex. Thank you. Good night, sweet and low, and good night. Good night, everybody. I was trying to say bye. Oh, hey, Lady Tia. And so, yeah, I guess we just so Lex is gonna let us know if she finds anything. I'll let you guys know if I find anything credible. You know, Lady Tia said yes. Do your research before. Yep, do your research before making a video. Is that too much to ask? I don't even think that's too much to ask. In my opinion, that's not even too much to ask. Because a lot of people get their news, get their information from social media. They don't even look at other like ABC and CBS and CNN, and they look at social media. So when you're putting out misinformation to people, you should care more about your audience than that. You should want to tell your audience actual factual information. You know, that's what you should want to do. It's your responsibility to bring your audience as much truth as you can, in my opinion. Now we know that that doesn't happen a lot around here, but still, what about integrity? You know? Absolutely, social media has power. We've seen that in several incidences. Several incidences. Sure have. Did you see the Roland Martin interview with Shanika Robinson? No, I didn't. I did not. Mm-mm. You know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, like I said, a lot of people get their information from social media. They don't even, go to any other, reputable news sources or anything like that. We know that, because we own social media, especially here on YouTube, that a lot of people, unfortunately, don't like to fact check, number one, and a lot of people have a tendency to take what is coming out of the mouths of some content creators as gospel. So if your favorite content creator says it, it has to be true. That's so you're in essence misleading your own people via because you're too lazy to do the research, or you just don't care, or it just pretty much is what it is. I heard this, so let me put it out there because I heard it somewhere. It sounds somewhat credible. Let me put it out there. Yes, Roland Martin is on YouTube. The Roland Martin show. Absolutely. So it's something more interesting than being first, as opposed to being accurate. Now, I do agree with that. You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right. I was talking about that earlier. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. You know, no one vetted that reporter for no one vetted that reporter. But I think a lot of people trusted that reporter because they trust Chronicle Speaks, and from what I understand, she is the one that talked to him first, and because they trusted her, and she probably trusted him. They just felt like he was a credible source, and so yeah. But that's why everybody shouldn't be invited to the cookout. All right. It's not fair to Shanquilla's parents saying, no, it's not. That's absolutely not, Lady T. I mentioned that earlier. Uh huh. Yep. It's absolutely not fair to her family. And that's the saddest thing of all. The saddest thing of all. Hopefully, they are not even on social media like that. They're older, and hopefully they just. And I wish Gerard, or whatever his name is, would leave them people alone. If you want to do your videos, you can do your videos without involving that family. Leave them people alone. Goodness gracious. You know? And so yeah. It's just so sad. So sad. You talking about Chronicle Speaks Red Pill? Yeah, I know she is about all things at the time, Sweetie Pies and Wendy Williams, and it's just certain people, certain celebrities that she really hones in on. So yeah, she's good at what she do too. She's very good at what she does. Absolutely. hmm And I'm not saying anything bad about her at all. Don't get me wrong. People get tricked all the time. But this guy, this investigative reporter, he just does not seem to be very truthful to me at all. At all. He's just suspect. He's doing too much. You know. Yes, let that family grieve. But like I said, hopefully they're not on social media at all. And I wish Drill would stop bringing that daddy on social media and leave that man alone and let him grieve the loss of his child. Please. Leave him alone. Was it in North Carolina Beach or something like that? Leave that man alone. You know. Oh, Zuniga lives in Minnesota? Really? Lex, are you saying that investigative reporter lives in Minnesota? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Mm-mm. Oh wow. Yeah. No, Lady Secure. I don't trust that reporter at all. Mm-mm. I know that's right. Agree. We all make mistakes, and I hope this is a teachable moment for everyone, myself included. Trust, but verify. That's a word right there. For all we know, that hotel may have hired that guy. Who knows? I don't put nothing past nobody these days, child. These days, the truth really is stranger than fiction. Like it's some stuff that be happening. I be like, what? Even at my age, I can't believe it. You know, that's what his LinkedIn is saying. Oh, is that right, Lex? Saying he lived in Minnesota, so he was running game the whole time. Wow. I agree, Olivia. The Zuniga reporter accepting cash apps make him appear less credible to me. Absolutely. Yeah, I side-eyed that off the rip. And now Lex saying his LinkedIn page says he lives in Minnesota, but he don't understand English, but you live in Minnesota. Okay. Now we know why he had that puffer jacket on, huh? Woo. Yeah, if you make a mistake on a case, just retract the story. It would be nice if they retracted all of those stories that came out saying that she had been arrested. What would they think about that? Wouldn't that be something? That would be awesome. That would be on code right there. But we know that's probably too much like right. That explains his attire. It was 82 degrees in Cabo today. And he had on a puffer jacket. Okay. Okay. Mm-mm. That's right. The story is touching each and every one of us, and we only want to find justice. They're probably trying to get out of a lawsuit from it. Ain't no tell. I'm putting nothing past nothing, Mitch. Maybe there's multiple Gerardo. Okay, Lex. Something isn't right. But yeah, something ain't right about the reporter in general. Absolutely. So wait, what? The rabbit hole is getting deeper. I know that's right, Grandma. Yes, it is. Everybody is corrupt, in my opinion. But like I said, question everything. Question everything. I think I'm gonna have to title my video of that. Question everything. But I am glad. I think it's one thing for certain that we found out that page, the online magazine, Gerardo's magazine, Zuniga's magazine, that article is no longer you can't Google search it anymore and pull it up. It's gone. We figured that out tonight in real time. Isn't that interesting? Mm-mm. I hope people will catch on and do a retraction though. That would be great. If the reporter lives in Minnesota, how did he discover the death? And alleged cover up of Shaquilla Robinson's in Mexico. Right, it's too much, child. Funky doesn't even say the mother never cried on interviews. Oh, he thinks that. Why does he? Everybody agrees different. I don't think that's strange at all. I don't think that's strange at all. Her not breaking down in front of the cameras. I think she's very professional when she's not breaking down, hollering, screaming on camera because she wants to clearly disseminate the information that she knows because she wants justice for her child. And hollering and screaming and crying is not going to get that. So yeah, you don't know what she do in the midnight hour, Funky Dineva. I don't think it's strange at all. No, I don't. And how dare him say that's insensitive. You can't tell somebody how to grieve. I think she's absolutely strong and very professional. And she just wants justice for her child by any means necessary, I'm sure. Dennis Byron said he checked and there was no arrest. I don't even know who that is, but I think she's strong too, Miss Dee. She's definitely. I think we don't know what she's doing off camera. We don't know. She's doing the best she can. I know that because I don't even. I applaud her for even being able to breathe. Behind something like this. So yeah, I think she's absolutely strong and amazing. You know, absolutely they have a different agenda. Absolutely, we know that, Levon. Yeah, people grieve differently. But anyway, y'all, I'm not gonna hold y'all any longer. I promise this time. But you guys are oh, some great comments. I'm glad that Crump dude haven't popped up. It's a wonder if he ain't somewhere in the background, Lady T. I wouldn't put it past, but Tamika Mallory, is supposed to be helping the family. Hopefully, I know she spoke. I saw a news report of her speaking for the family. I think it was actually the day of the funeral. So hopefully she's still involved. And so yeah, I think that's great. And so yeah. But anyway, like I said, I'm not gonna hold you guys, and you guys enjoy the rest of your night. It's 10 o'clock. I am so sorry. Thank you so much for staying on here. I mean, cause it's a Wednesday. Folks got to get up and go to work tomorrow. You guys be careful out there. Be well. Watch your back, your front, honey, and keep asking yourself in the back of your head, what about your friends, child? You got to watch. You got to watch and tell your babies, your young people, what about your friends? People always smiling and rejoicing to the point to where they're not paying attention to their surroundings, thinking that everybody cool with them. Just cause you cool with everybody don't mean everybody cool with you. Okay. Thank you, Grandma. You were very welcome, and thank you for saying that. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. They reported. Hold up, this is the last one I'm gonna read. Where Shaquilla's falling down, it was reported that he paid $10,000 for an autopsy. Why did the ex-boyfriend act as though he was the alleged current boyfriend? Yeah, a lot of questions. I spoke about that boyfriend. I think on the last video that I did about Shanquella. I know I had questions about him too. No, thank you for listening. Thank you for discussing the conversation with me, Regina, and everybody else. Because, like I said, we all have questions. That was the same. Yeah, Regina M. That was the same man. People thought the boyfriend was the current one. Right, Ronnie Q. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna get off here. I hope that you guys will be a part of the replay gang and watch the video from the beginning. You guys be careful out there. And I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Bye bye. Peace.